guys, hope that you're all well. Welcome to another tournament vlog. This is going to be the fourth vlog that I've done now actually. I've been really enjoying doing them so far. Hope that you've been enjoying watching them. So this is going to be a tournament at Ellesmere Port. It's not an official ranking tournament, this one. So there's not going to be any ranking points that I'm going to be able to pick up if I do manage to win any of my matches, but it should still be a really good tournament. Always really enjoy playing at Ellesmere Port because I think the venue itself is excellent. It's Ellesmere Port Sports Village, which is quite a new sort of sports and leisure centre. One side of a great big hall. It's always really good because it doesn't get too sweaty in there. There can be certain venues that you play at where it gets quite sweaty. And that means that obviously I've talked about this in some of my other videos, that the ball doesn't always grip the rubber quite right. So it's really, really good conditions. The visibility in there is excellent. The courts are a good size. And the tournament itself is run by Pavel Ozanowski and Aaron Beach, and they always do a really, really good job of running them. So it's going to be, it should be a good fun day. The format is going to be very, very similar to ones that I've done before. So there's groups of 7, and it's going to be a round robin. So I'll play 6 matches, and then there's going to be prizes for first and second in each group. Now I've been drawn in Group 2. I think that Aaron has like his own kind of ranking system for the tournament, and because I've played in quite a few of them, I've kind of amassed quite a few points on his particular list. So I think I'm sort of fairly highly ranked in Group 2, which is good, but it just means it's going to be quite a tough day. We've got some good players in the group. Griffiths, who we do a lot of training with, Forster, Chiu, who I've played a couple of times before now, played him twice at Huddersfield, and Forster's going to be on my team in Warrington next season, and we're also going to play a little bit in Bolton together. So that should be, that's going to be an interesting match. It's going to be very, very difficult too. Hallsworth is another chap that's in my group, and the last time that I played him properly was probably in training a couple of years ago, and let's just say I didn't get very many points. So that's going to be really, really difficult. Be interesting to see how we get on against him. And there's going to be a few other sort of fairly decent players in the group. Vaughan's in there as well. I played Tim a few times over the years now. He's quite an unusual style, Tim. I think he did tell me that he grew up playing like a lot of hardbat table tennis, so he's got quite an unusual style, but really, really difficult to play. He's very, very good at stepping in and flicking and playing over the table, and then he's got really, really good kind of flat hit, and then his serving is tricky, and he also gets quite a lot of spin on his serves when doesn't look like there's an awful lot of spin. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult day. It's not going to be easy to finish in the top 2 for sure. So we'll just see. I mean, obviously I'm going to give it my best shot. This vlog, it'll be very similar format to the ones that you've seen before. So it's going to be a bit of behind the scenes. There'll be highlights of the matches. And then what I'll also do, I'll do a review at the end, how I think that I've done, what I need to improve on, and then I will also upload all the matches separately. So if there's a particular one that you think looks quite good, or that you'd like to see in full, you'll be able to see that on the channel as well. Let's hope you have a good day.
I think he's definitely right in the middle. Well, I didn't want to get through the next game. How's the left, mate?
About halfway through the day now. The first game was against a chap called Adam, and played quite nicely actually. He was very aggressive, especially with his forehand, and he had some really good serves. So I think that was probably the main problem that I was having with him actually for the first few games. I just couldn't really read the serves, and then I was getting quite tentative with returning them. Was giving him lots of weak returns and missing them as well. So I took the first game and was doing okay, and then I kind of got more and more tentative as we went along. But then that game really sort of changed in the fourth set. So he was 2-1 up and he was 10-6 up. And then I just managed to kind of like grind it out, play it point by point, got it back to 10-all. And then all of a sudden I felt quite good again, and I felt like I was a little bit more in control, managed to take that game. And then he just got a little bit, I think he got a bit frustrated, and also he started to get like a little bit more tentative and allowed me to get in. So I managed to close that one out and won the fifth set quite comfortably actually. So I was really pleased with that. So that was getting the day off to a great start. Then the second game was against Ben Griffiths, who obviously I know Ben very well and I've played him a lot, but we obviously we have a bit of a laugh and a little bit of banter and stuff, and I let that get to me, and I lost my concentration completely. We'll kind of forget about that when I put that one down to experience. And then I played against Forster in the third game. You know, Forster's a really good lad. Looking forward to playing with him in Warrington next season. He's like a Asian style where it's lots of gets down really low to his forehand, uses his body a lot, really big swing with his arm. So once he gets in on his forehand, it's very difficult to do anything. And I was trying my best to stop him getting an attacking or to try and counter attack. But I kept mistiming it. The ball was dipping or the ball was just shooting off my bat. And then I think what ended up happening as the game went on, I tried to almost like move back off the table and defend a little bit more, which is obviously not my game at all. So I was never going to have any success doing that. He was very clever though, because when I played him last in Huddersfield, he used lots of very heavy backspin serves, and today he did a lot of float serves. So I was kind of coming in ready to almost like flick a heavy backspin or push a heavy backspin, and then there was nothing on it. This afternoon, last 3 matches are all going to be tough. We've got 3 completely different styles. We've got Brian Hallsworth, who has got long pimples on his backhand, but he doesn't shot with them. He kind of drives and blocks a lot, and he's got a good forehand, so that's going to be really difficult. Tim Vaughan, who hits like a lot of flat shots and is very good, so that's going to be tough. And then the last game was against Arash, and Arash is a bit more orthodox. Doesn't have a huge amount of power, but he's very good in terms of his placement, and he knows what he's doing to win matches, so that's going to be difficult. So see how we got on this afternoon.
I might have to play the next game.
I don't mind scoring, but I want someone just recording.
so that's the tournament done. Been a good day all in all. I've won 3, lost 3, so a bit of a mixed bag. There's been some really good table tennis actually today that I feel like I've played really well. I think my overall assessment is I'm quite happy with the day really, and how I've played. The 3 afternoon games were Tim Vaughan. I managed to beat Tim 3-0, which is a really good win because he's such a good player, Tim. He's got such an unusual technique because he doesn't really have much of a backswing on any of his shots. He just kind of like puts his back there and he kind of just sort of twists his body and hits the shot almost with his body rather than with his arms. So you just don't see the shots coming at all. Normally when you play certain players, they'll have quite a big wind up and then they'll hit it, which is what I do, especially with my forehand. But with Tim, you just don't see it coming. And his serving's very good as well. It's, you know, like it's so hard to kind of read. You know, some of them have got a good bit of backspin on them, and others are almost side spin or float, and I just can't really see it coming. So I think I did really well. What I was happy about, probably more than anything, was the fact that I was quite aggressive with my backhand. I'm still kind of in this little phase at the moment where I don't really, I've not, like with my forehand, I know how I want to play it, I know I want to hit it. When the ball's coming at me, I'm really just purely thinking about accelerating as fast as I can through the shot, and I just don't have that with my backhand, and I don't quite know whether to drive through it, whether to kind of spin it. And I spoke to a few people today that the problem with my backhand generally is that a lot of people tell me to spin my backhand, but I seem to find that if it's against a backspin ball, I can do that fine. But when it's in like a topspin to topspin rally, if I try and add spin to the shot or play the shot with spin, I just lift it off the end. So I'm going to get better at being able to add spin without lifting it. You know what I mean? But I felt like I did it quite well with Tim. I mean, I still wasn't, you know, totally sort of sold on exactly what my technique was, but I just said to myself to just try and be a little bit more aggressive, try and do a little bit more with my backhand than just roll it back on the table. And I think that I did do that pretty well. So was really happy with that win. Then I played against Arash, lovely guy Arash. Unfortunately, he didn't want me to record the match, so I don't have the footage to be able to show you, which is a shame because it was an absolutely brilliant game. Some fantastic rallies. Arash is left-handed. He's got some good serves. But he's sort of fairly passive in the way that he plays. So he doesn't really give you an awful lot of speed, which can make it quite tricky. But I just find that on my forehand that suits me fine. So it kind of, the way that the game kind of played out, I seem to be able to get on my forehand a lot, and I hit a lot of forehands. Now I did make some mistakes, but obviously that kind of a game really suits me. So it allowed me to get in and attack. I ended up winning that 3-2 and was really happy with that. And then my final game was against Brian Hallsworth, and it was an absolute battle. So it ended up losing in the 5th set. And I was pretty pleased with it, to be honest with you, because I was 2-0 down and got it back to 2-all. And just so difficult with Brian, because like I mentioned earlier on, that he's got long pimples on his backhand, which he's been using for a while. And in all fairness to Brian, he was telling me that he hasn't really played the last year or so he's quite rusty and he's only just getting back into playing again. And I think the last time that I played him a year or two ago, he had normal rubbers, so it was quite a different player that I was playing against today. But so difficult because there's the spin reversal, which I'm fine with and I understand. There was a couple of times today where I'd loop and then he'd kind of block it, and then I thought, well, that ball has to have backspin, but then I'd lift it off the table, and I just didn't understand that. So to summarise, you know, won 3, lost 3. Pretty happy with the day all in all. The main takeaways from today to work on going forward, I think that I need to just keep working on my backhand. I know this has been said quite a lot, but I got some really good advice from Sahib Abdullah today, where he was saying that with my forehand, I'm really using my body well, and I'm kind of getting down and getting back up again. I could still do that better with my forehand, so that's going to be something I need to work on, actually. Still trying to use my body more, use my arm a little bit less. but it's the backhand side. I've really got to, you know, sort of find, you know, a decent sort of like fast spin shot with, you know, a bit more of a backswing really. I think I'm a little bit here and then just trying to go forward, and I need to just take, when I get the opportunity, take a slightly bigger swing, use my knees, just drop down a little bit, and then explode up through it. And it's that real snap of acceleration that I need. And it's just gonna be just lots of time hitting backhands and hitting backhands and hitting backhands and hitting backhands, and almost in practice, like trying to win some of the games just purely with my backhand. Just to, you know, just to kind of like, because the shot is there, it's just having the confidence and the belief to be able to kind of do it really. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, keep the channel growing. It's absolutely fantastic for me. I love it, you know, when I check my YouTube and I see that I've got another subscriber, I've got another 2 or 3 subscribers. It's really nice because it's like a little bit of an endorsement of what I'm trying to do. See you again soon.